the North fans. Thank you guys for tuning to the only spot where we talk to your favorite Instagram artists about their trade tools and tips. Today, on episode number 82, we got an awesome guest. Definitely met him as part of the little Pez Flex circle there. Uh, so pretty awesome guest today. We got Josh for kicks, Mr. Josh Steen in the house. So can't wait to actually get going and talk to him, right? Uh, Shout out to Notorious Pest for being the first on the live there, and thank you once again for coming and joining the show. If you guys caught it earlier today, we had a live auction for the Skeletor that I and Bruce13.art did. We had an awesome little auction that we did, and of course we sold it. It was sold. So if you guys were there, definitely thank you very much for joining. If not, then go check it out. It's Bruce13.art. You can definitely find the video there. I know after the video, after the auction, we had some flash art sales. So if you guys want, either some custom work or just stuff that we have there, prints, check out the video. Go to the top of the hour, skip forward an hour, and you'll definitely see what we have for sale. So yeah, shout out to Lost and Creative. Ended up winning the piece at the end, and thank you, Ari, for ahead and going and bidding on that as well. That being said, as we wait for our guest, uh, stating that he has no life on the air, I don't remember saying that, but who knows? So there again, without any further ado, what's up, Ivan? Art by Ivan Sandoval. Make sure you guys go give him a follow. Art by Grant Dale. What's up, Grant in the house as well? So special shout out. And there we go. We got Josh for kicks. Definitely, let's go ahead and beam him up into the mothership. And let's see what we got going. Hopefully, you guys could hear me.
Hey.
There he is, Myth the Legend.
No, not really.
Face reveals. There. Holy crap. What's up, man?
Not much, not much. Getting some drawing done, watching TV mostly today.
Sweet, sweet. What you watching?
Right now, kind of going back and forth between South Park and that Young Justice show from a couple years ago.
Oh man, that was actually very good.
Oh, yeah.
Very well written. Very well written.
Yeah, I hadn't seen the third season, so I'm wrapping that up.
Holy crap, I didn't know there was a third season.
Oh, yeah, it's on HBO Max right now.
Oh, dude, I think I'm gonna have to get on that.
Definitely. So how about you, man?
Man. Dude, I've been great. I was telling everybody in the live, first off, thanks for coming, and Josh, thanks for being on as well, bro. Thank you very much. I was just letting them know about the auction that we had earlier with Bruce 13. That went by pretty good.
Oh, yeah, I caught the tail end of that. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, definitely, man. Thanks for stopping by on that as well, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was still at my mom's house at that time, and they were like, "What are you doing? Are you live right now?" Because if they see the two screens, they assume that I'm live. I'm like, "No, not right now."
Yeah. No, I mean, I get that, man. I get that all the time with my parents and with my brothers and stuff. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's cool, man. How's the week been treating you?
It's been a busy work week. Didn't get as much art done as I would have liked because my stylist, little nephew, chewed the tip of it, so I had to order an.
Oh, dude.
But that got in today, so I've been working on a few things this evening.
Oh yeah, double time now. You know what I mean?
Right, exactly. I
Pick
felt
up that
dumb.
slack.
I felt a bit stupid though because I took the time to order replacement nibs. I forgot that when you get the initial one, there's a spare already included.
Oh,
After the order was placed, hey,
oh man. Hey, dude, it happens. Now you got extra ones, so
right.
you know, look at it that way.
Mm-hmm.
Sweet, man. So, for everybody tuning in and our future viewers, let us know a little bit about yourself, Josh. I know you go as Josh for Kicks here. I'll go ahead while you talk, and I'll pin up all the some info at the bottom there for you, man.
Um, so yeah, like Zim said, I go by Josh for Kicks. My name is Joshua. I go by both. Um, I started drawing kind of around 2006, going into 2007, just as a creative outlet. Before then, my main outlet was music, and I just wanted to try drawing more. My dad and my older sister, they both were artists, so it was kind of just something to experiment in. And since then, I've just been trying to get better and improve in it.
Sweet, man. So that's pretty cool. I mean, you said oh 06, give or take.
Mhm.
Um, around that area. I mean, was it traditionally or
Oh,
I know. Okay.
yeah, definitely. It was, and I brought some lovely examples today because I'm a paper hoarder. I have everything from when I first started drawing until present. So,
Yes, that's what
um,
I'm talking about.
so my mom, she homeschooled all of us, so she had tracing paper. It's just kind of as something for us to use for crafts. So I would just kind of, if this will show clearly, I would just trace over coloring books and different comic book characters because at the time I wasn't an artist. I just like tracing. And then I don't know if you've read much of the daily strip Garfield by Jim Davis, I think, but
Yeah.
I really liked that comic, so I would try to draw John's house. So that was me trying to, instead of tracing, try to actually draw it. So I just used a ruler. And from there, I kind of started trying to draw my favorite superheroes, and this was all traditional. And as the years went by, I just like drawing superheroes for the most part. Would make all these comic books,
Hmm.
and then kind of around middle school is when I started kind of switching into digital and trying to replicate it there.
Okay, that's pretty cool. And you mentioned music before you got into the art game, man. Um, what in music? What do you play instruments or
Yeah,
what exactly do
uh,
you do with music?
so we're a pretty musical family. So both of my parents could play piano, so I kind of
Nice.
naturally leaned into the piano, the keyboard, and I also play the cajon, which is that box shaped drum that you sit on and you kind of hit with your palm and your the flat of your hand.
Okay.
And then a little bit of writing, not very much, and kind of trying to produce a little bit digitally, which has been a stretch.
Oh, that's dope, dude. It's really dope. By any chance, did you ever you got any recordings with you playing music?
Um,
I mean, not at the moment, but I mean, just in general, somewhere in the archives, you know?
oh yeah, definitely in the art.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I save
Okay,
save it.
cool.
Whenever I accidentally delete something or something ruins a piece of paper, like water damage, spilling a cup of water, I just
Yeah,
I lament.
nice. That's what's up. And also, before we go even further, I know there's a link in your bio at redbubble.com/people/Josh for Kicks.
Yes.
Um, so definitely, guys, go check that out.
Mhm.
Uh, and that would be your shop, right?
Right. So I
Yeah.
essentially can upload PNGs of different work that I've done, and it can be applied to their different products. So you can get it on whatever you want. And I'll be updating
Sweet.
it soon. I know it's kind of limited right now.
No, no, you're good. And you guys, let me just go ahead and grab the camera there. Let me go do these pecs flex with Josh for Kicks here. And if you guys ain't following, I mean, you guys are snoozing, man. Like real clean work. This is some of the latest with the anime from Netflix, Blood of Zeus. That was dope. I
Right.
like that one.
It kind of caused a resurgence because my posting hadn't been very consistent, and that one it just was so easy to keep making those characters.
The pet says he hates me. I hate you too, brother.
I love how it was out of nowhere. He's just like, I hate you, Sam.
There you go. You even said it with like his demeanor too. Like,
Hey, Thalo, what's up? What's up? Hey, Art Wade King, what's up?
King. So there we go. That's the brother Josh, man.
Yeah,
And you know, it going back to traditional. I know you're doing a lot of digital now, man. But
right.
you know, actually, let me ask this question because you got a nice perspective on it. Do you think, in your opinion, what's easier from going traditional to digital or vice versa?
I think for myself at least, um, my sketching process is easier traditionally with a pencil. So most of the time, even now, though I predominantly post digital work, I will initially sketch it traditionally.
Okay.
Um, so when I did that two face piece a few weeks ago, that one it took hardly any time at all for me to do because my process leans a bit more traditionally. But I like the overall effect of digital a bit more. It's crisper, it's more clean, it looks nicer, it can be reproduced, sent. So benefits to both, but I prefer traditional.
Oh, okay. That's cool. And what advice would you offer as opposed to actually taking up on the digital, man? So any artists out there working traditional or just the new artists in general, man? Is there
Right.
something you
So
recommend?
for that, if you're making the switch to digital, because I was doing digital, but I didn't really lean into it with better equipment until this year, I
Mm,
definitely recommend getting an iPad, whether it's a Pro or the Mini. I use a Mini, and getting that Apple Pencil because this simulates a normal pencil as closely as anything I've tried so far. So
okay.
that just blend the two worlds. It's simple programs to use. You don't have to worry about a bunch of different systems and interfaces. You can just follow your natural flow and do what works best for you.
Word. That's it. Good stuff. Good tips there, man. So there you go, artists. Jump on that digital if you haven't already. I know I am. I'm getting ready for these holidays to be over, and then I think I'm pulling the trigger, man.
Mm-hmm.
You, Ivan, and Paz definitely big influence, and just seeing you guys do that, you know, motivates me to go ahead and start getting back on that digital train, man.
And I'm trying to do more traditional because I feel like I've kind of let it go to the wayside more. So who knows? Maybe expect more traditional work.
Ooh, that's what's up, man. Now, you know, being an artist and, you know, talking to all you artists, we are all self-conscious of our work. You know, we're our own worst critics and whatnot. And, you know, even to this day, I've been drawing for 20 plus years, man. You know, there's things that I find, you know, kind of difficult to do
Right.
or harder than usual. Is there anything that you still struggle with, man, as an artist?
For me, it would be coloring with colors
Mm,
because I usually would leave my work uncolored, even traditionally. I like black and white monochromatic palettes, so trying to
well,
implement art with color has been a stretch for me.
okay.
Hey,
Yeah,
Vince,
man. No,
what's up?
I feel that. And what is up, everybody? Thank you guys for joining us. We got who else? We see Art of Wade King in the house, Benson Inc. We're talking with Josh, Josh for Kicks, the famous face reveal here on Chatting with Zen. Man, look at that.
Unless I'm Josh's brother David, no one will ever
Ah,
because we
there
have
we
very
go.
similar speech patterns.
Man, that would be like the craziest mind
Right?
F. You know what I'm talking about?
Inception who?
For real. And Josh for Kicks, what you know, where did that come from? I mean, obviously we understand the Josh part, man, but I gotta ask.
That one I just because I joined Instagram pretty late to the game, so finding a username that wasn't taken was pretty difficult. And I just thought of that old saying of doing something just for kicks, kind of like doing it
Oh
for the
yeah.
heck of it or just for thrills. And I said, well, what if it's Josh for kicks? And that kind of stuck. I tried to change it a couple years ago, and I changed it back like 2 days later because Josh for kicks is just what people recognize now.
No, dude, and it's a solid name, dude. It's that
It's
wordplay. You
short,
know
you
what
don't
I'm talking about?
spell it.
Yeah. SS Dave is much cooler than this, Josh.
I'll tell him that. I'll tell him that. He'll be happy to know that.
That's funny. And can we just find you here on Instagram? Where else can we find you, man?
I am on Facebook now. I have my name, Joshua Steen, but I also have a art page, Josh for Kicks. So I'm on Facebook. I plan on branching into Twitter. I usually try to upload my stuff to Pinterest too. I need to update that. And DeviantArt, but that's really old stuff. I mean, I haven't updated that in a while. But Instagram,
Cool.
Facebook, all of that's updated regularly.
Yeah, for sure, man. What about TikTok? What's your take on TikTok, man, as an
Oh,
artist?
shoot. Yeah, I forgot about TikTok. Um, yes, I have Josh for Kicks with three S's because I made Josh for Kicks, forgot the password. Made Josh for Kicks with
Uh,
forgot the password. So now we're on my third attempt, Josh for Kicks with all.
wow,
So
that's
yeah,
funny.
TikTok is an asset, but it's one that I am not good at utilizing.
Okay. So there you go, guys. Definitely go follow Josh for Kicks here on Facebook and then on TikTok with triple S.
Right.
Don't ask any questions.
Yeah, don't ask any questions. If one day I post in my story that look for Josh for Kicks with four S's, it means I forgot. If I haven't posted in a while, be aware.
Oh, that's funny. Hey, what up, Neon? Thanks for hopping on. Now, I think it's an obvious question, but I still got to ask it. Being a comic book fan, um, favorite favorite comic universe: DC, Marvel, Image.
Do you mean like cinematic
Well, I mean just
or
in
overall?
general, man.
In general,
Overall, if you got to pick one or the other.
I'm gonna pick DC.
All right, and that wraps up the show today, guys, with Josh Queen. Thank you guys very much. I
I've
got
made
to
some
do
enemies by saying that for sure.
it.
I see my follower count already dwindling.
It's just slowly. It's gonna go in a crazy spiral right now. Oh, that's dope, man. DC. What is it about DC, man, that captures your heart more?
I will say their live action movies are lacking, but their characters are written better. They're a bit
Mhm.
grungier, a bit more real. I think sometimes, though I love Marvel, I absolutely love Marvel. Sometimes they're just a little too goody two shoes, a little too unrealistic in how they approach things. And DC has some really dark storylines,
Oh yeah.
but I really love their comics, the original Batman comics, Superman, Wonder Woman, those golden age comics too. Uh,
Okay.
their animated movies are masterpieces.
Oh yeah. Agree. Do you still read any comic books to this day, man?
Not as often as I would like. I try to, because I like to read the physical copies. We didn't have a comic book shop here, so usually our local library would try to keep a few in stock.
Oh, okay, cool.
But I'm going to try and maybe start collecting them, buying them online.
Word. Word. I know I offered I can't think of the name, freecomics.com or something. I mean, you can go in there and pretty much search up whatever comic book line you want,
Oh,
and they have it for you digitally for free. You know, I mean, minus some ads here and there, but
right.
for the
I can
most
do
part,
that.
it's.
And what was the name of it again?
I will double check and I will put it in the show notes. But right off the back, I want to say it's like freecomicbooks.com or something that.
That's awesome. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'll definitely check that out.
yeah, that's where I'm keeping up. Uh, collected to a certain point, so I think the Power Rangers till they finish off that arc of that Lord Draken.
Hmm.
Once that happened, then I stopped collecting them, but I just kept reading the story there. So
Right.
that and House of M, you know what I mean? House of X as well.
Hmm.
Yeah, man, good stuff.
Grant says that he gets most of his comics mailed to him from his nearest comic book store. Well, we aren't that lucky. We are not all that lucky.
For real. Especially being mailed to you, you know what I mean? I think my local comic shop has something like that, but we got to physically pick it up. They'll put them on hold for us, but that's about as
Kids
far
these
as they would go with that.
Back in my day, we had to walk 15 miles through tundras of snow in order to get to the bus station to go to the comic book store.
Holy crap.
Right. The 50s were wild, man. I don't miss them.
Man, now you got to stop talking like that, bro. People are going to think you're a fucking time traveler or something, man.
I mean, I'm not a time traveler. I just use a lot of moisturizer.
Hey, bro. And after you bought, after you took that quarter and bought your comics, you still had some change left to pick up some bubble gum and maybe
Yeah.
catch a
Use
show.
the house.
Yeah, yeah. I remember that. It's gonna catch on. I'm telling you. Josh for kicks. How old are you now? 83, going looking like 23, going on 82. You said 84. Yes, that's funny. Um, Influences, man. And we're talking about just anybody who influences you. It doesn't have to necessarily be an artist, but it could be.
um, I would say, personally, within my sphere of influence, my older sister, Olivia, because she was an artist and really kind of would motivate me. She still will look over my stuff, give me critique as I'm making it, and I value that input. Outside of that, just people I kind of admire in the professional sense, a lot of book illustrators. So, the offhand, Brett Helquist, who did the series of Unfortunate Events, it's illustrations for Blue Balliet and a few other authors, and his illustrations always stand out, as
Okay.
well as John Rocco. John Rocco is awesome. And then the Marvel DC crew. They're all right. They're all right.
What? Oh, look! It looks like we're running low on time. All right, man. Let's speak this up. Oh, that's dope, man. Um, Now, as far as your sister being a big influence on you, man, I've also had family members that influenced me. Uh, and you say she's in the arts. Is she on Instagram? Can we find her here as well? Or
She doesn't draw anymore, but she's
oh,
got
okay,
photography recently, so you can check out. Let me make sure I say this correct. Olivia Leanne Photography, and I try to reshare her stuff whenever I can. So yeah, definitely support her.
there you go, Olivia Leanne Photography.
Yeah.
Shout out. Sweet, sweet, man. Man, that music is I don't know if I should. Man, it's making me sleepy, bro.
Yeah, I
I'm so
can't.
relaxed and so peaceful, man.
I
It
always
really
need
is.
something playing in the background. Usually it's like you or Seven or anyone's streams. I always need
Yeah.
something playing if I'm working or even studying or doing my work. I just need something in the background.
And just really quick while you now that you mention him, Seven is life, so make sure everybody else go check him out, give him a follow. He also does these lives as well with other artists and Dead and Laughing. Can't forget about the Monsters Art Clan members there. So
Mm,
great stuff, man.
check them out.
Check them out. And of course, we can't forget this 84-year-old Josh for kicks. Find him here. on Facebook and on TikTok with three S's in the word Josh. Don't ask.
Don't
Put it
ask.
that way. Exactly. Favorite character to draw?
Ooh, hmm, that is a good question. Um, oh shoot. See, I tried to think of potential questions beforehand. I didn't even think about that one. Um, hmm,
What's
maybe
your go-to? Let's say you're struggling, you know,
right.
you're haven't drawn anything. I got this artist block. Well, what's a character that you would usually just like? Okay, let me go ahead and.
Usually, it will be some type of robot. There's this one robot I first drew when I was 10, and it was called the iBot. And then a few years later, I drew it. It was called the A bot, then the B bot, and I always would do a variation of.
Mm.
So usually it's either a robot or just if I'm really stuck, I'll just draw Godzilla. I've been doodling Godzilla on everything.
Oh, snaps. And talking about that, I think we need a new Godzilla piece, bro.
You know what, actually, and I guess for the few people in this stream, I am planning on kind of branching into doing like dinosaurs, dragons. I might make a second account for kind of the off-topic stuff. Um, but I want to revisit some of the things I used to draw.
Okay. Yeah, I would say I man with the amount of quality that you're bringing, I would say just leave it in here, man. You know, let your portfolio just grow. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was like, would this be an addition? Would it be a detriment? So still kind of weighing the options there.
Now, when it comes down to your art, Josh, what's your main goal, man? What's your end goal in all of this?
Uh, my main goal is to always be improving, always pushing myself, even when it's a more simplified piece. I want the execution to improve. Um, and I want to have fun while doing it. I don't want it to become tedious. I'm presently not trying to do it as a full time career. So for me, it's
Okay.
still about the enjoyment of drawing my favorite fandoms, my favorite franchises. So right now, I'm trying to have fun and improve.
Oh, sweet, man. You were ready for that one, weren't you?
Oh, yeah, yeah. I get asked that one a lot because a lot of people, and I take it as a compliment when they assume that right now I'm trying to be a full time artist. And because I do love my outside career, but I also want my work to look professional enough that people see me as someone who could be a full time artist.
No. And just elaborating on that, man. You know, being a full time, not being a full time artist. How's your part time? Being a part time artist, how do you balance that life, man?
It's difficult for sure because in addition to working full time, I'm also in school full time, and then I also babysit my two nephews just about every day. So finding time to draw has to be very intentional. Usually, I will draw on the weekends since I work Monday through Friday now. And if I am babysitting, I will try to regularly schedule nap times or meal times so that I can get away, get some drawing done. If we're watching a movie or something like that, I'll have my sketchbook or my tablet with me. So just kind of squeezing it wherever I can. And then I'm a night owl, so I will be drawing at 2 a.m. A lot of people can
Yeah.
attest to that
Oh
with
yeah,
the times I post. It will be 3 a.m. and I have a new post up.
yeah. No, and especially for us, us night birds, man. We see the same faces in our lives, so
Right.
yeah, man.
I'm like, I can always count on you going live.
Guilty, guilty, guilty. It's my only time I get a draw, man. Really, on Sundays and then at night, I gotta take
Right.
advantage. Uh, School. What are you studying, bro?
I'm studying science and business administration.
Oh, snaps.
Yeah, it's tedious.
What are you gonna want to do with that?
So right now I work in the health field in an administrative role. I'm not wanting to really be a nurse or clinician, but I like supporting them from the office, doing those behind the scenes work.
Okay.
So for the past 4 years, every position that I've held has been in that capacity and just trying to move up there. So maybe one day being a clinical director or um, executive clinical director with a clinic or a company. I kind of lean towards hospice and palliative care. I connect, I
Mm,
guess, more with working with older people or people who are in that more critical stage of life. So that's just kind of the path I'm on, letting it take me wherever it wants to go.
word. Good stuff, man. I like that. And work wise? Oh, or that you work in that field, right? That's right.
Right. So I
Little break up.
worked with a hospice for the past 4 years, and then just a couple months ago, I moved to a palliative care company. So I'm doing a lot more work trying to learn their company values, but also I'm already starting to engage with the patients. So it's been a busy season.
So, little crazy says,
Is this a
is this a
job?
job? It might as well be, man.
That's
I
how
mean,
I'm trying to view it because I'm really bad at interviews. I don't know how I get any job because I believe I suck at interviews.
no. And the reason for the question is because being a part-time artist, there's a lot of people who are part-time artists, a lot of artists that I get, DMing me. It's like, how do you do it? You're pumping up all this stuff. It's like,
Right.
well, it's time management. And,
Exactly.
you know, when it comes to you specifically being a part-time artist, it's like, well, what's taking up your time?
Right.
And obviously it's work and stuff. Well, the good thing is that your work and your school are kind of like intertwined and related. So
Yeah, so I can consolidate them a lot.
yeah. Benson has a great question. He says, "Tell me about a time you had a conflict with a coworker, and how did you handle it?"
That's a very interesting question because I've always tried to be a peacemaker. Um, I come from a really large family. I have 8 brothers and sisters, so and I'm right in the middle. So I've always tried to be. I don't want to say no. That's not the word I'm looking for. I've always tried to be kind of an anchor between both points. So with work, there have been a few coworkers who just are disagreeable. So usually what I'll try to do is be so overly thorough in what I'm doing that if they critique it, it looks bad on them. I take pride in my work. I do everything honestly. I try to do it all timely. So if someone shines a bad light on me that isn't legitimate, because I take criticism well too, and they're just doing it to be malicious, then I just go down the row of, well, here's what you do. Should I be doing it like you, which equals incorrect? Um, so usually I'll just be, nice, nasty. The
Kill him
more
with
words
kindness.
I'm Googling to put into this email back to them, the more angry I am. If I put the word photosynthesis in that email, I am livid.
No
But no,
word.
I don't shout in people's faces or anything like that.
Do you do commission work?
I do. I don't really push for it very much because
Mm,
with working full time, I don't want to commit to something that I may not be able to fulfill in that time range. But yeah, I've done a few. Usually, people will hit me up for logos because I did a lot of graphic design in high school and right out of high school. So people I know locally, they know me a bit more for design.
oh no, that's nice, man. Any bad experiences with people like that?
But people always want to undervalue your work, and I never, put a hefty price on my stuff. But if someone wants a extensive piece and doesn't want to pay for it, that's been a few issues. The last conflict I had was someone commissioned me to do a piece. I did a mock-up just before I would commit to doing the full one, and they said that they would agree to pay me that much, a certain price for doing the full work. Me being naive, I didn't ask for maybe half up front. So I finished the piece, I sent it to them, I sent them the sketches, the line work in black and white. And it was fully finished, spent my whole weekend on it, and they never paid me.
Oh man.
So yeah, and it was like a friend of a friend, so reaching out and saying, hey, where's my money, has been interesting. And they literally moved to a different continent, so
Oh man.
it's been weird. Yeah.
That's a live and learn lesson right there.
Exactly. I just took it all in stride. I'm like, okay, fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, I must have had an aneurysm. Let's grab our pitchforks. Yes, we will go purging.
Let's do it. And that's some great advice, like for real, man. That's great advice for any artist trying to get into commission. That is something that we learned from Phalo Halo. He says if you guys ever have any big piece, any commission piece, make sure you ask for half up front.
Right.
That way, in case things go sideways, you know. Yeah,
Exactly.
for sure, man. We're about that halfway point here, Josh. Um, let's get into our tools, man. Tools of the trade. You already know what we do here.
Tools of
I
trade.
Yeah, this is a little segment called Josh's Tools where we check out some of the tools you use, man.
Okay.
And you're
So before I got the iPad, which was only in I think July, I predominantly used the Huan tablet if I was doing digital. And this is a Bluetooth tablet because a lot of them you have to have consistently plugged into your computer or your laptop in order to use them. And I like moving around a lot, so that one lets you be mobile. But if I'm doing traditional work, I'll just usually use like a dollar store pen. I'll use a Ticonderoga pencil, nothing really expensive. Most recently, looking around here, oh, I got one of these lovely Strathmore mixed media sketchbooks. If I'm gonna blow money, it's gonna be on a sketchbook. I love quality paper, even if
There you
I'm
go.
using low quality materials. It's about the feel of the paper for me. Um, I will use, where did I put it? If I'm using a lot of blacks, like how I said I'm pretty monochromatic, I'll just use Sharpies in like a black gel pen or black ballpoint pen. And that typically achieves the look I'm going for. I, um, I had this phase of using a lot of pastels. And though I have oil pastels, I didn't really use them much. It wasn't my feel. But I like soft pastels a lot. Like
Okay.
those grays, those deep black tones. Love
Hmm.
those.
Yeah, they're dope. What about your digital? I know you're working with Apple. Tell us what you're using and what program, what app you're using.
So currently I use Procreate on an Apple Mini. I think a Mini
Okay.
2 or whichever the last one was that they released. And I use an Apple Pencil 2. So those are my go-tos. But if I'm needing to do other digital work, I will use the program Autodesk, which you can get on iPad, you can get it on Android. I used that one for several years until just up until this summer. So that one is really good for a new artist if you're on a budget because it's free.
Autodesk.
Hmm. So back when I was just drawing on my phone, that was Autodesk.
Yeah, I think I have Autodesk on my phone now. I know when I was dabbing in the digital, I started using that. Uh, what is it? You mentioned it right now.
Um, which one?
The first one, not the Autodesk,
Procreate?
the other one, Procreate. There you go.
Yeah.
So I use Procreate, and then Autodesk is great. I think it's a free app for. So if any of you guys have a smartphone, definitely check out Autodesk.
Hmm.
Uh, dabble with that a little bit, man. I mean,
Definitely.
it makes it a lot easier if you have an actual great stylist,
Hmm.
uh, night and day. But if you guys just want to dabble with it, Autodesk is where
Use
to go.
that finger too. That's what I do.
Yep, yeah.
I'll say also with Autodesk or even Procreate, they're really good stepping stones to using more complex programs. So they teach you the basics of knowing how to arrange your layers, knowing how to manipulate a stylus, knowing what different functions like liquefy or multiply, adding a layer, clipping mask, all of those things that larger programs like Illustrator or Krita may have, or Clip Studio Pro. So you can use those if you're intimidated by the more difficult programs.
Mm, well said, man. We got a couple questions from Notorious Pest here. Um,
Okay, I'm
so that was
scared
good. That
to dive into the crazy ones.
yeah.
What
First
is the most
question is,
valuable lesson you've learned while being an artist on IG? That's a good question because I've only really been an artist on IG for about a year. Um, I would say the biggest lesson you can learn is to market yourself because no matter what skill level you feel you're at, there is a market for it on Instagram. People will go and follow someone who may seem like a beginner or like a novice, and if they market themselves well. So know what hashtags work for you, know what posting times work for you, engage with your followers, engage in the comments in your story. So that's what I've learned because I went from like less than 300 followers getting, I think, 400 in just a few months, which, some people have gotten more than that. But for me, that was a big deal just because I was consistent and I tried to engage with everyone.
oh, word. And that's a great lesson. Marketing is everything. You know, recently on Instagram, we ran into a few artists, who bug out, because they're not selling, they're not reaching their audience, or and skill level, you might be a pro, you might be a starter, but if you're not marketing yourself correctly,
Mm-hmm.
your chances of trying to reach that level of success that you want probably might not get it. And every artist is different. You got some artists who are looking for followers. There's others that are looking for networking. You have other artists whose main concern is just content. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So
And
marketing is
like
key,
what you
guys.
just said, some artists are looking for followers. For the longest, I think that's what held me back is I was looking at that follower count, and when it wouldn't move, it would frustrate me. But then I shifted my attention from how many follows I got per day to how many engagements, like a reply to a story, a reply on a post I made. And I value those a lot more. I may not have as many likes as some other people in my capacity may have, but I get a lot of engagement and I really value everyone who comments, who shares. I try to keep a conversation in the comments, and it's grown into like a little family of people who I see on a lot of my posts, and we just all get to engage and laugh and joke. It's awesome.
No, yeah, and you definitely bring up another great point. For as far as like likes and follows and all of that, that's at least if you're going with the algorithms, that's one of the least things you have to worry about. I mean, what
Right.
matters is your engagement. I think I was listening to Con Artist the other day,
Oh,
the
great guy.
Con Show. He does the Con Show, and he was just. It wasn't more of a rant. It was just him like expressing himself and what he felt, And it's like, yeah, there are those people, who wanna get out there, man, and you definitely gotta engage with people.
Right.
That's key to to getting your numbers up, I guess. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, what matters is the people that are following you. Even if you have 10 people, engage with those 10
Exactly.
followers, 10 viewers. Yeah, man. Let's see, we got a couple more questions. We got, let's go with toners and then we'll go back to Pez. Toner is asking, what is your favorite color to draw with more?
Black slash gray, black and gray. I,
I can
if
agree.
it's a pencil, you can just blend it. If it's a pastel, you can just blend it. If it's digital, you can get a blender brush and you can just blend it. I love just black and white, keeping it basic, basic but complicated.
And besides, yeah, that's true, man. Black is a great color, man. Definitely reaches a lot of tones, and the values within it are awesome. Let's go take that last question from the notorious Pez. This is a great question too. How do you deal with trolls and haters, and any advice on
Hmm. I try not to engage too much with trolls and haters. I haven't had too many on my post, but if I see it on someone else's post, I I don't take things like that too personally, but if I see them coming after a friend or someone younger, we have a lot of young artists on Instagram too, young creators. If I see you leaving a negative post just for the heck of it, there's no constructive criticism, there's no point of you saying something negative. I take that personally on their behalf, and so I will go off in the comments of someone else's post. They may not even know me, but they'll see me going back and forth with the troll. And if it's one of those trolls where it's pointless to keep the conversation going, I'll say my piece and then I'll go.
that? Yeah, word.
Just so they see
Yeah,
someone is on their side.
good. That's awesome, man. If Pez could be a little bit more like Josh, then this world would be a better place.
I don't know. Josh is very sarcastic too, and loves irony and dark humor. So I don't know if that would necessarily be a good thing.
All right, let's see. Let's see what else, man. If you had a superpower, what would it be?
Um, Super speed.
Super speed.
Right.
Why that choice, man?
It's always been between that and the ability to teleport. I don't know. I just really love both of those. The Flash was my favorite. Probably still is my favorite DC hero. I just and Quicksilver from Marvel. I just am drawn to that superpower. It's just so cool.
Sweet, super speed. I like that. Any type of any style of art that you might want to dabble with outside of your own?
I don't really paint much digitally, or especially not traditionally. I've never painted
Mm.
traditionally, so that's something that I would like to attempt to do. But also,
I'm
and
sorry. I'm laughing at what Pez said.
oh, I just looked at the comments. You threw me off my train, Pez. I should have cut it. Um, what was I saying? I don't know. Something
Oh
about
man, Pez threw us off on that one, man.
something about Taco Bell.
I was talking about the a style of art other than your own that you wanted
Oh,
to try. You started talking about painting.
right.
Yeah.
Painting and sculpting.
Oh, okay. There you go. Have you ever tried any of those?
Painting a little bit. I It was a fundraiser and to help raise money for the team that I was supporting. I would get different glass objects like bottles or mason jars, and I would just like paint them one solid color and then just kind of put designs and things on them.
Cool. I like that. And they're fun. Sculpting. I tried sculpting as well. It's fun, dude. I think you do fine with that, man.
That's awesome.
Now for artists, man, and just the art community itself, is there any dislikes about the art community?
I think it gets too competitive because
Okay.
people, you draw something, and I've experienced this myself, where you'll see someone draw something and you kind of are envious of them for a second. I try to like fight it in my mind, but you know, you see someone's working, you're like, well, shoot, I could have done that. Or I see sometimes artists take things personally when another artist might draw something that they've drawn recently and assume that they're copying them when it's a franchise like comic books or Star Wars, Star Trek, which has been done countless times. Um, I might be about to draw a character and I'll see someone else posted that character recently and I'll just delay my drawing of it because I don't want to try and steal their thunder. But it's another thing when you take it as an offense to something that's not your original property. You didn't think of it. You weren't the original artist to draw it. So when you see that kind of bickering, it seems very juvenile, and I don't understand the point of it. I've experienced it myself, so I can understand it. But if you're older, it's pointless. This isn't high school. This isn't even middle school. So
Yeah,
they
no,
be
that's very weird, and it's funny you say that because I've seen it, especially when I first started here. Is there's this mind hive, you know, to Instagram where I'll draw Slimer from the Ghostbusters. Next thing you know, 3 or 4 artists are drawing them. But at the same time, is it really a coincidence, or is that the algorithm just bringing in all the other artists of similar hashtags, I guess, or whatever?
one example, because I've been doing this Greek mythology thing, and I've always been in Greek mythology. I've been drawing them for years before I ever started posting. I had planned to do Medusa as a part of this, though she's not on the show that I'm drawing these characters from. But she's someone I draw regularly since I was like 11 or 12. I draw her almost every year, just to kind of see how I've improved. And I noticed a lot of people are drawing Medusa recently, a lot of my friends, and I'm like, okay, I love your rendition of her. Let me hold off because she doesn't really fit my theme right now. And I don't want to make it look like I'm just trying to outdo you, though most of them are 10 times better than me. But, just kind of, I don't know, it's weird because you don't want to steal their thunder, but sometimes you also want to show your own interpretation of something.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a gray area.
Word, it really is. And let's go ahead and do an awesome giveaway. How about that?
Yes, giveaway.
Yes, yes. Before I forget about that, let's go ahead. And today's giveaway is this awesome drawing I did. You guys might recognize them from the hit show Naruto. There we go.
Ooh. Oh, wow, those details.
See the details? Awesome giveaway. There
That's
you go.
unbelievable.
But honestly, we got it here. Gosh, gosh, gosh.
I'm entering this drawing too. I don't know how, but I'm entering.
All right. So, I mean, let's kick it off old school, man. Do the same thing, and let's go with the number system. Uh, there's a few people in here, and let's go ahead and do numbers. One number between 1 to 30, and you could go ahead and start kicking it off. Let me go ahead and write it down. Give me about an extra 2, 3 more seconds. Let me write a good number, and okay, I wrote a number. So start it off, man. Between 1 and 30.
29.
No.
Darn.
Uh,
Hey,
that's
so
what's up.
oh, thanks, Pez. I appreciate it, man. I was raised by a lot of old people, and it rubbed off on me.
Either that or he just time traveled. To be honest with you, I mean, he's
Back to the
84
Future
years
was
old,
my
people.
favorite movie for a while.
You know. No, it is not 21. It is not 4, 7, or 20. 25, 27.
It's
Oh,
1 in
and I,
30, 60.
you know what? And the first answer, I think, okay, I'm gonna go with the first answer. I see a couple related. Benson Inc. wins it, man. With number 17.
Great
Oh, it's
artist.
backwards, but
Al Benson.
so Benson, there you go. Congratulations, my friend. You are the proud owner. Just DM me your address, por favor, and I'll go ahead and ship this out tomorrow, along with all the other stuff I got to ship out. So dope, dope, dope. Benson Inc. Taking the win, guys. Jeez. Should I do the show for the giveaway for next week? What we're gonna have on the plate, or should y'all just wait?
Yeah, you can preview it. It's just a few of us here.
All right, there you go.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
There you go. For next week, guys, you guys got a little bit of a little tasty taste. Hey, Josh, we're coming close to the end of the hour here, man. Unfortunately, I am still being punished by Instagram, and I can't go more than an hour.
Oh, wow.
If I'm gonna,
They
yeah,
gave it
yeah,
to me
man.
for no reason.
No, I feel you, man. It's all good. Pass the screw, Benson. Recount. That was rigged.
Wow. But yeah, it's been a great time. Definitely was nervous, but the hour passed by quickly.
Yeah, man, definitely. And if it wasn't for some issues that came on, I would definitely stick around for another hour. Um, but I had some shit happen with some neighbors and the whole Rona thing. So,
Hmm.
but,
Yeah, I feel you.
yeah, that's besides the point, man. Uh, any last things? Any last things you want to share? Anything coming up that you got going on? What's your next project you might be working on, man?
That one, I've wanted to do the Alien franchise, either that or the Predator franchise.
Oh,
So
snap. Hell
yeah,
yeah.
be on the lookout for that. I might throw a few superheroes in between to give myself time to work on it, but support your fellow artists, like and share their work. It means a lot to them and it helps them grow.
No, it definitely does. And you guys, I might add to that. If you guys can support by buying, definitely share your favorite artist's work.
Hmm.
Make sure you share. Make sure you hit that little like and drop a comment. Drop some fire emojis if you guys can. Takes nothing
Hmm.
more than like 5-10 seconds. So definitely support, 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 man, as much as possible.
Yes.
And once again, we're here with Josh for Kicks. Thank you very much, Josh, for the opportunity and that face reveal, man. Um,
Right. Right. Had to
looking
shave hair.
looking mighty young for an 84-year-old, I must say.
I'll
So,
put the link to the lotion I use in my next story.
it puts the lotion on. You know what I'm saying? That's what I've heard. So, find Josh for Kicks here on Instagram, guys. Find him on Facebook as well. Josh for Kicks, same handle. Definitely on Pinterest and TikTok is Josh for Kicks with a triple S in Josh. Um, and definitely make sure you guys check out redbubble.com/people/Josh for Kicks. That's the shop. Definitely go support, like,
My
and
Christmas
then
mare.
and there you go. Merry Christmas right there. And thanks again, dude, for hopping on, man. Great guest. You're definitely invited. Anytime you want to come back, man, just say the word and you got it. Uh, Stick around. In December, usually I love doing a little Christmas episode. So,
Cool.
get returning guests on. So we don't have to wait the 30 days
Right. I can
before the
do my
guest comes on.
Christmas karaoke.
Dude, that would be fucking awesome, man. I definitely.
Except for the listeners. It would not be awesome for them.
And that's it, guys. Make sure you guys are following me here on YouTube and TikTok at the Real Zenzima. Chatting with Zim on YouTube. Like, subscribe, all that good jazz. And next week,